a recent tweet by former Finance Minister Tito Mboweni that the constitution should be changed to enshrine the role of both the president and the prime minister had tongues wagging. He said a multi-party conversation and agreement was required for this to change. But what exactly is the role of a prime minister, and what are the advantages and disadvantages that such an amendment would have in a country like ours? To help us to try and answer these questions, we're joined by political analyst Dr. Ntsikelelo Breakfast. Dr. Breakfast, thank you so much for your time. So the scenario that Tito Mboweni puts forward, what kind of role would a prime minister play in that kind of setup?
Yeah, so there are two political systems on a global scale. The first one is the American system known as presidentialism. And then the other one is the one that we are using now, which we inherited from Britain because we were colonized by them. So now, to respond to your question, the advantage is that you will have the head of the government, which is the prime minister, and all the executive powers will reside with that person. Then you will have the head of the state. So it can either be the president, or it can be the king or a queen, the system that they are using in England. But now, the president normally doesn't have the executive powers to make decisions. Those are just powers that cannot be used to make any difference in the country. So the advantage also is that in a country where you have different racial categories, or you have different ethnic categories, you are able to use that system to reach out to all and sundry in order to de-escalate a potential conflict, as opposed to be having only the president or the prime minister.
So from what you're saying, the presidential role in a semi-presidential system like the one you just described, where there's a president and a prime minister, the presidential role would be mostly ceremonial. So would we not then just be would we not just then be stuck in the same place we are now, just with a different label on it?
Look, for me, I don't think there's a need for that, because what difference is that going to make in terms of improving the living conditions of the people? I don't think that will have a positive spillover effect to development. I don't understand the rationale behind that. I think the way things are at the moment is the way things should be. The problem is not the political system. The problem is our bureaucracy. We don't have a responsive bureaucracy that is able to drive development. So I don't think that we should try to solve a problem that does not exist in the first place.
Yeah. So essentially, you're saying that we've got lots of great ideas, and the only problem is us implementing these ideas.
Of course, I mean, year in, year out, the AG unveils, reports of how departments are eroding quality control measures. You see, that's the problem. That's where the problem lies. Not the political system about where the powers are going to reside, whether with the prime minister or with the president. I think that's a non-issue. I don't think that is a debate that should break out in the first place. So I think we should focus on trying to improve our administrative system in terms of getting the job done.
I'm going to ask you to use your, your powers of being a soothsayer, maybe. Why do you think Tito Mboweni put that out there?
Well, your guess is as good as mine. I don't know what is the motivation behind that. Maybe he's trying to say that we need to change our electoral system, because it must be borne in mind that the parliamentary system that is talking about, whereby you have the prime minister, you have the president, or you have a king or a queen, the system of accountability is that of accounting to parliament. Like in our case, the president, the executive institution, the ministers, they are accountable to the legislative institution. So if he says that maybe we need to refine that and have a situation whereby now the president or the executive institution, they account to their constituencies, maybe that sounds better. Otherwise, if he's saying something else, then I would take that with a pinch of salt.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining us for that conversation. Political analyst Dr. Ntsikelelo Breakfast speaking on a tweet sent out by Tito Mboweni that we should maybe consider a semi-presidential system where we have a president and a prime minister.